Hello everyone, I'm Ihsan. In this video, we will review the Samsung Galaxy A51. This new Samsung smartphone was launched in early 2020 along with Samsung A71 series. Samsung Galaxy A51 comes with three color options. There are Prism Crush Black, Prism Crush Green, and Prism Crush White. Just like the device that we are going to review in this video. When comparing Samsung A51 with the previous A50s series, the specification looks quite identical. So what are the things that improve on this new Samsung Galaxy A51? Let's find out one by one on this video review. The first thing that's been improved is the display. On this device now, Samsung decided to replace the notch model, which is already so mainstream in 2019. Now it comes with a new punch hole cutout display. This new cutout display looks better and more premium. This design is usually being used on Samsung flagship smartphones like Samsung Galaxy Note 10. However, this year Samsung has begun to adopt this cutout screen to its mid-range A series smartphone. Besides the new cutout display model on the front camera, Samsung Galaxy A51 still uses the same Super AMOLED display. And of course, you can use its always-on display feature on Samsung A51. The screen display comes with bezel-less design with a bezel that looks very thin, even at the bottom display. As a comparison, this is a comparison of Samsung A51 bottom bezel as compared with Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. And this is the bottom bezel comparison with its previous A50s series. The screen size of the Samsung A51 is 6.5 inch with the screen to body ratio reached up to 87.4%. The display screen on Samsung A51 comes with 20:9 aspect ratio with Full HD resolution, 1080 by 2400 pixels. The touchscreen response looks quite responsive and comfortable to use when playing games without any touch delay. To see the screen response on Samsung A51, you can see the touch response test when playing a real drum game on the following video. And that is the touchscreen response on Samsung A51 smartphone when playing real drum. Now let's see the build quality of this smartphone. Samsung Galaxy A51 used polycarbonate material on the back cover, just like the previous Samsung Galaxy A50s. The back cover also comes with prism design, which is also quite identical to the previous A50s series. By using 4000 mAh battery, the weight of Samsung A51 is still pretty light, only 172 grams. On the back of this smartphone, there are 4 cameras set up. Camera frame design looks quite similar to S20 series on the Samsung A51. The LED flashlight is also on the inside of the camera frame. Although there is an empty space inside the camera frame, the design of this new camera frame looks quite fresh and gives a more premium impression. I know maybe some of you still don't use to this new camera design, and maybe you still prefer to the old camera design like on Samsung A50s series. But it all comes down to your own preferences. You can also still get the previous A50s series with almost the same specification with the Samsung A51. Besides 4 cameras with new frame design that looks like a letter L. On the back there is also a Samsung logo which placed a little further to the bottom as compared to the position of the logo on Samsung A50s. Samsung A51 comes with a curved design on the back with 15.85 cm height and 7.36 cm width. The smartphone is compact and not too big. The thickness looks a little bit thicker as compared to the previous A50s series. However, I don't feel there is any significant difference in thickness on Samsung A51. This A51 smartphone still feels compact and light on daily use. Just like its previous Samsung Galaxy A50s, the speaker on the Samsung A51 is only one at the bottom. Next to it, there is a microphone, USB Type-C port, and a 3.5mm audio jack. On the right, there is a power button and a volume buttons. At the top, there is only a microphone, and for the SIM card slot is on the left. The Samsung Galaxy A51 SIM card slot also comes with a dedicated microSD card slot. Here's the result of the speaker test on Samsung Galaxy A51. And that's the sound quality of its speaker. Now let's take a look at the features and connectivity of this smartphone. The smartphone of course comes with 4G and Bluetooth 5.0. It already uses Android 10 with One UI 2.0 user interface out of the box. For those of you who want to know more about the latest features on this latest One UI 2.0, you can check out the previous video on the top right corner of this video, or you can check out on the description of this video. Samsung A51 can handle playing heavy games like PUBG. For PUBG, it can be played with maximum graphics mode extreme. PUBG gameplay on A51 feels pretty smooth with a little occasional frame drop only. The following is a short example of the gameplay when playing PUBG with smooth extreme settings on Samsung A51. The phone charger adapter for Samsung A51 already supports fast charging up to 15 watts. The smartphone comes with Exynos 9611 10nm chipset and GPU Mali G72MP3. This is the exact same chipset and GPU like on the previous Samsung Galaxy A50s. To see how well the performance of this smartphone, we have already tested the AnTuTu benchmark test on the Samsung Galaxy A51. The following are the results of AnTuTu benchmark test on Samsung A51. And this is the gyroscope test on Samsung A51. On the camera section, Samsung Galaxy A51 comes with 4 rear cameras. There is a 48 megapixel wide-angle camera, 26mm with f2.0 aperture. Then there is also an ultra-wide camera, 12mm, 12 megapixel with f2.2. Then there is also a 5 megapixel f2.2 depth sensor camera. And also the last one is 5 megapixel macro camera with f2.4. This camera setup is pretty similar to the camera setup on the previous Galaxy A50s. The difference is only in the increase of its ultra-wide camera resolution from 8 megapixel to 12 megapixel. And there is also an addition of one 5 megapixel macro camera. The rear camera on this Samsung A51 can record video up to 4K 30 frames per second. The camera also features a super steady feature that can make footage become auto smooth in real time. Overall, the results of the photos is pretty good using this 48 megapixel on Samsung Galaxy A51. Here are some sample photos using Samsung Galaxy A51 rear camera. For video recording using rear camera, the results are also already pretty good. For night photos with sufficient light condition also looks pretty good for the smartphone on this price range with 48 megapixel camera resolution. To get better and sharper details, of course, you can take advantage of night mode features on the camera application. Here are the result of the photos and video using its 32 megapixel front camera with f2.2. The results of the photos and video using the front-facing camera is pretty good for the mid-range smartphone. The camera quality on A51 does not show much different if compared to the previous A50s model. But we will still try to compare both of the cameras on Samsung A51 and Samsung A50s on the next video for a better conclusion. So for those of you who do not subscribe yet, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out the next video. Also make sure you click the bell icon to be notified when there is a new video on this channel. Besides all the features that we have already discussed, there are also some other interesting features on Samsung Galaxy A51. The features like in-display fingerprint, huge camera resolution with a pretty good photo and video quality, and the presence of super steady features which is also quite useful when recording videos to be more stable. One additional 5 megapixel macro lens also become a plus point for the Samsung A51 smartphone. With all the features offered on this smartphone like the bezel-less design that looks fresh and premium, Samsung Galaxy A51 smartphone in my opinion is one of the smartphones that is quite interesting on this price range. This smartphone is capable of producing good photos and videos. It makes this phone a good deal for those of you who want Samsung smartphone for taking photo and video on daily basis. And of course with a fairly competitive price. The best thing that makes this phone better than A50s is its new cutout display that looks like Note 10. For now, it seems that there are no other competitors yet that come with this new cutout design in the center. But the possibilities are there will be many smartphones that will come with punch-hole cutout display screen designs in 2020. Let's just wait and see. However, there are a few disadvantages of this A51 smartphone. This smartphone is still used polycarbonate plastic body, which is certainly more easily being scratched if compared to Gorilla Glass material. However, the use of plastic material can be a positive thing because of course the weight of the smartphone becomes light and compact, only 172 grams. And also it's more durable than glass if your phone hit the ground. So what do you think about this new Samsung A51 smartphone? Is it worth it or you still prefer Samsung A50s with almost the same specification at a lower price point? Just leave your answer in the comment box down below. For those of you who like the videos like this, don't forget to like and also subscribe to this channel and also activate the bell icon, so you will be notified when there is a new video from this channel. For those of you who want to ask further questions, you can join our Telegram channel or follow my Instagram account. The link is on the description of this video. See you in the next video.